Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know this rush hour of August 9, Friday. I'm Riza Diaz. Kicking off today's rush with several areas in the country declaring no classes today due to the bad weather. Classes in all levels are suspended in Metro Manila except in Makati and Pateros. The same goes for the whole province of Bataan, Botolan, Zambales, Kalumpit, Bulacan, Iloilo City, Masantol, Pampanga, and Masinloc, Zambales. Several towns in Cavite also declared no classes in all levels. These include Alfonso Magallanes, Naik, and Ternate. Likewise, Rodriguez and San Mateo Rizal and Urbistondo, Pangasinan suspended classes in all levels today. Classes in preschool to senior high school are suspended in Mangatarem, Pangasinan and University of St. Lasal in Bacolod City, while only preschool students in Baguio City have no classes. And just minutes before broadcast, the towns of Kawit, Novaleta, and Rosario in Cavite also declared no classes in all levels today. Typhoon Hana has finally exited the Philippine area of responsibility. Now, this means that's the cause of today's bad weather is just because of the southwest monsoon or the habagat. Now, to give us the latest update on today's weather, we have with us on the line Pag-asa weather specialist Ariel Rojas. Ariel, good morning.
Good morning, Riza. That is correct. The Typhoon Hana, which we will now be calling Typhoon Dakima, has left the PER early this morning, 12:30 in the morning. Its enhancement of southwest monsoon will continue to bring monsoon rains or the sustained light to moderate with at times heavy rains over a large part of the country. This will be experienced over Ilocos Region, Cordillera, Batanes, Sibuyan Group of Islands, Zambales, Bataan, Occidental Mindoro, Pampanga, Bulacan, Rizal, Cavite, Batangas, and here in Metro Manila. And we still have risks of flash floods and landslides in these areas because of the continuous rains. Meanwhile, the rest of Luzon and Western Visayas will be experiencing cloudy skies with scattered light to moderate rains also because of the enhanced southwest monsoon, while Eastern and Central Visayas and the entire Mindanao will be experiencing partly cloudy to cloudy skies with still possibilities of localized thunderstorms in the afternoon and in the evening.
Ariel, with Hana exiting the Philippine area of responsibility and now we're experiencing more of the habagat, until when are we to expect the rainy weather?
Most of the rainy weather will be felt over the western section of Luzon in the coming days. Tomorrow, we will still have monsoon rains over Ilocos, Cordillera, Zambales, and Bataan. That's until Sunday. And then by Monday, August 12, holiday, and August 13, the same areas will be experiencing cloudy skies just with scattered light to moderate rains. So for the rest of the country, beginning Sunday, August 11, we will be experiencing overall fair weather, but still with possibilities of localized thunderstorms, especially in the afternoon and in the evening.
All right, thank you. That was Ariel Rojas from the Pag-asa Weather Forecasting Center. Traffic in Metro Manila. Motorists and commuters say what else is new? The MMDA is asking for more patience from motorists and commuters. Shaila Francisco has a story.
Motorists continue to endure heavy traffic along the southbound lane of EDSA in Kamuning and Cubao days after the strict implementation of the yellow lane policy in EDSA. But unlike other days, the congestion was also felt in lanes designated for private vehicles.
Gulo pa rin. Kita mo, pinapasok nila tapos pagdating sa dulo, iwan isang sakyan na lang kasya.
But while private vehicles are having a hard time, so are the commuters.
Hindi ba mga boss, para mga mahihirap lang. Hindi mo kami pwede mag-taxi, lalo mga senior. Galing lang sa anak ang mga pabili namin ng gamot. O, di ba? Mas binibigyan ng priority yung kotse. Isa lang laman, o dadalawa lang.
Even bus drivers complained as their incomes have been affected.
Noon, nagagawa namin, 4 na ikot. Ngayon, hanggang 3 na lang. Ang dati po, mga 4,000, ganun.
Ngayon?
Ngayon, wala na. Hanggang 2,000, ganun.
2,000 na lang.
Inaabot 5 oras, magmula SM Fairview hanggang Baclaran. Dati kaya ng 2 kalahati, 3.
The MMDA clarifies heavy rains and some accidents caused heavy traffic on the lanes for private vehicles. As for the yellow lane, the agency has already made adjustments in Santolan where traffic starts to build up.
Pinayagan ho muna yung ilang mga city buses na letter A ang kanilang mga bus stops na dumaan ho ng flyover po dito sa Santolan para ho ma-decongest natin yung buntot ng mga city buses.
Aside from setting up barriers along the yellow lane, the MMDA plans to put up spaces for the loading and unloading of city buses. The MMDA is now asking for understanding amid the implementation of the yellow lane policy. Senator Grace Poe, however, has slammed the program, describing it as an experiment where motorists continue to suffer. The Senate is set to probe the EDSA gridlock along with the controversial provincial bus ban on Tuesday, August 13. Shaila Francisco, WR1 News.
Now, due to the bad weather, there are additional local government units that are saying that they will be suspending classes today. Here are the additional list, again, for today, Friday, that will be suspending their classes. Bacoor, General Aguinaldo, also in Imus, in Tanza, in Cavite have suspended classes in all levels today. Likewise, in the towns of Abra, there will be no classes in all levels today. Likewise, also for the areas in Benguet, they are suspending classes in preschool today. In Baguio City, also have suspended classes up to the elementary level. Meanwhile, here are the biggest stories from the dailies. China is expressing concern over the proposal made by PAGCOR to have Chinese POGO workers working in self-contained communities or hubs. Now, in a statement, the Chinese embassy in Manila said that the proposal may infringe on the basic legal rights of Chinese nationals concerned. Philippine Star reports that the palace agrees with this sentiment, saying the move may violate the foreigners or the foreign workers' liberties. Malacanang, meanwhile, has expressed concern over the reports that two Chinese survey ships have entered the country illegally. Palace says the Defense Department has yet to confirm the news. Filipino Star ngayon reports that Zhan Jian and Dong Fang Hong, or three, were spotted passing the country's exclusive economic zone the past days. The Foreign Affairs Department, meanwhile, shrugged off the news as hearsay until confirmation from the military proves otherwise. And this from the Free Man. Undistributed school supplies and first aid kits worth almost 5 million pesos have been found at the Cebu International Convention Center basement in Mandaue and the Hope Center warehouse in Cebu. Now, the items had been there as early as 2017 and they were discovered when the new administration conducted a recent inventory of provincial properties and supplies in the capital's warehouses. The Philippine General Services Office is set to conduct an investigation on the matter, but clarifies that all of the supplies were in good condition. Meanwhile, here are some of the day's biggest stories. President Duterte says some communist leaders are insisting on reviving peace talks with the government. Duterte, though, is focused on other things, particularly in beefing up numbers in security and defense. Duterte says more soldiers and policemen will be recruited to address any possible terrorist attack to curb criminality in the country.
We are facing so many fronts. I need more soldiers. I would need about an additional of 7 to 10 SAF troopers. Kasi palaki ang problema. We thought all the while that it would somehow wane. Medyo hina na.
President Duterte will ask Congress and the Budget Department to look into allegations of pork barrel insertions in the proposed 2020 national budget. This comes after reports that the DBM asked lawmakers last month to submit their list of projects allotting 100 million pesos each for House Representatives and 200 million pesos for senators. But the president claims he has not heard of such reports. Meanwhile, President Duterte says he's open to using the Dengvaxia in the country again after the health department declared a nationwide dengue epidemic. However, he clarified that he will wait for the advice of local health experts before making a decision.
Nakikita ko may epidemic eh. I am open to the use of Dengvaxia again. Maraming patay na. It's an epidemic. Now, compare it with vis-a-vis with those who died. I want to hear the words of the experts, doctors. And we have enough bright people here to tell us. I do not need foreigners to telling me. My own Filipino scientists and doctors would tell me what to do. I will be guided by their announcements.
President Duterte is now pressuring China to show action to push the passage of the Code of Conduct in the South China Sea. That's ahead of his scheduled visit to Beijing, where he said he will finally assert the country's win in the UN-backed arbitral tribunal. Greg Gregorio with the story.
Ahead of his visit to China this month, President Duterte blasted the Middle Kingdom for delaying discussions on the Code of Conduct in the South China Sea. The president said on Wednesday that he will be raising the Hague ruling during his one-on-one meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping. Now that he is halfway through his term, Duterte says it's time to put pressure on China to answer amid the string of developments in the disputed waters.
That's why I'm going there. They're delaying it, and it's causing so many incidents, and one day it will, one mistake, a miscalculation there, and mahirap na bawian niya. It could be China. Nobody else is asking us to wait.
Included in his bilateral talk with Xi is the planned joint exploration in the West Philippine Sea. Duterte says he sees no problem with a 60-40 sharing in oil resources in the area, but the specifics of it should probably be settled at a later time.
And they have proposed a 60-40. Okay na para sa akin. But that could be a later topic if we have time.
Duterte insists, however, that the territory is owned by the Philippines. Before this, Duterte said she thinks that a plan for a joint exploration may just lead to tension.
I will think about it. I will just keep it to myself first, because at that stage, nothing would really be a very significant development. But once we have set the agenda, I talk first about jurisdiction, the COC, and the exploitation of the natural resources of my country. Since as far as I'm concerned, we own it. So that is my position. We still own what we are claiming.
Meanwhile, Duterte asserted that he will not allow any foreign country to set up missile system or other defense equipment in Philippine-claimed territories such as Pag-asa Island. Chinese vessels were again spotted near Pag-asa Island last July, and that led to the filing of the Defense Department's second diplomatic protest. For News 5, Greg Gregorio, we are One News.
Let's fast break now to Sports Rush. The PLDT home fiber power hitters made a quick return after ripping the Genetica Ayala Lifesavers in the 2019 PSL All-Filipino Conference on Thursday. Though the power hitters surrendered 28 points from errors to the Lifesavers, they made up for it with their blocks and aces. Zarina Karandang topped her team in scoring and tallied 13 points, spiked by 2 blocks and an ace. But despite this win, PLDT remains seated at the 6th spot with a 5-8 record. Meanwhile, the Petron Blaze Spikers crawled back from 2 sets down and dealt the F2 Cargo Movers their first loss in the 2019 PSL All-Filipino Conference. They gained leverage on a string of costly errors from the side of the F2 Logistics, all the while punishing the opposition in a blistering 10-0 head start that put them in the lead for good. Rondina was the game changer in the 5-set win. She hammered 22 points, built on 21 attacks and a block to lead her team to victory.
Natatapos ang game sa 3 set or 5 set. So, kanina nag-enjoy lang kami. Sabi nga ni coach na okay tayo, ilabas nyo lang kung ano yung pinag-training, kung ano yung laro talaga natin. Kasi walang mawawala naman sa atin eh.
And that's how today is shaping up to be. Join us again next time for another round of Rush. I'm Riza Diaz. We are One News.